Would you like to learn what are my 100 to 1000x potential meme coins on the Solana chain? This means you could turn $100 into 10,000 to $100,000. Of course you want to know because you are a filthy degen just like me, and you love to buy these tiny little micro cap, these biohazard meme coins that can go from nothing straight to the moon. So if that sounds something like you're interested in, smash the like, hit subscribe, and let's jump into my top Solana mid to low cap picks. Now, just before we get started on the picks, I just want to say a little bit about Solana because Solana has really gone from obscurity when it comes to meme coins to being the main stage, the main arena for meme coins, new meme coins to be launched on. Really, over the past year, Solana has now positioned itself as the meme coin chain, as the gambling chain. People refer to it as the Solana casino because anybody, literally anybody, can go out and they can launch a meme coin within minutes. Websites and applications such as Pump.fun have enabled anybody to go and launch their own meme coin. And with massive opportunities also comes some very massive risks. You have to realize there's tens of thousands of these meme coins being launched every single day. And you have to be very, very careful when you are buying Solana meme coins. Don't just ape into any meme coin without doing your due diligence. It's very important. So, a little bit of ground rules before we get started, okay? When you want to buy a meme coin, check out the contract address. Make sure you use the contract address. If you don't know the contract address, make sure you are getting in a token with the right market cap, the same market cap. Search for the token with usually the highest liquidity of the same name. If you can't find it, or if you're unsure, looking at Dex Screener, don't just go and search it on your Phantom wallet or on Jupiter or on Radium. Go to CoinGecko, search for it there, and you can copy the contract address to make sure that you're actually getting the correct contract. The meme coins I'm going to talk about today, you're going to be able to see the market caps, you're going to be able to see the liquidity, you're going to be able to determine which is the one you need to buy based on those, also based on the chart, also going for the highest liquidity token. Please do not buy the wrong token that I talk about. Okay, that's the first thing. The other thing to do, if you're looking for meme coins on your own, make sure they are active. Look for meme coins with active X accounts. Look for meme coins with active Telegram accounts, which have communities, which have activity, where the team is building, where the team is putting memes out on a daily basis. Try to find meme coins with momentum. All of the meme coins I'm going to talk about on today's video, they have strong communities, they have strong momentum, and for this reason, I believe there is a good chance that they will perform well. Many of them have already started to perform well and are on their journey from relative obscurity to starting to gain traction. And if you look at the life cycle of the meme coin, they are probably still in stages 1 or 2. I'm not going to be talking about things that have already completely run their course, where the upside is more limited. Those meme coins were talked about on my high conviction meme coins video. So if you're looking for something very high conviction, which will still likely outperform Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, maybe giving you a multiple of an extra 2 or 3x over the course of the cycle. So for example, maybe doing a 10x, 20x, 30x, you can look at those high conviction meme coin picks. If you want something that is further along the risk curve, which has a chance of far, far greater returns, up to 1000x returns, but also might just fall to zero, well, you're in the right place, because I'm going to be sharing these picks with you today. And I'm absolutely certain that a few of these will do close to 1000x. So let's jump into it. I'm just going to put my screen share on. And here we go. So we've obviously got Solana here in front of us, and it really goes without saying, Solana has taken off. It's above $200 again, and this is almost certainly going to release the bulls on the Solana chain into the Solana meme coins, and there's going to be a lot of Solana now worth almost double what it was a few months ago to flow into these meme coins. So we've got this trickle down effect now of obviously Bitcoin being at 90,000, Solana's now pumped up above $200, and that means there's going to be additional liquidity to flow into meme coins on Solana. So that is what we're really leaning into here when we look at these meme coins. So the first pick is Mumu the Bull. So this is Mumu the Bull from Matt Fury, a character from Matt Fury. When it comes to Mumu the Bull, you've actually got some other characters. You've got Bobo the Bear. You've also got Sniboo the Crab. So Bobo the Bear represents the bear market, Sniboo the crab market, sideways market. Mumu the Bull is the mascot for the bull market. So I really like a bull in a bull market. It makes complete sense to me. If this token's going to run, now is the time for this token to run. And as we can see, the market cap, 190 million currently. If we just look back at historically where this token has gone, it was launched. Where are we? It was launched in April of last year, or April, sorry, of this year. So it's only round about 9 months old, 8 months old. So look, it's a fairly new token. But what we've seen, and we see a trend with this sort of thing, we see those new memes usually outperform the old memes from previous cycles, because of course they don't have bag holders. They can literally get to all-time highs, price discovery, and usually the only way is up for a lot of new meme tokens when they really start to grow a community, because of course more and more people are joining the community, more and more people are getting into the coin, and the holders, they want to hold these tokens for the majority of the cycle. What we've seen with some Solana meme coins is quite a lot of JITs, and this is forgotten what it stands for right now, but this sort of GT behavior where people just sell very, very quickly. They sort of take the coin, they get a 2x, and they sell out. And what we've actually seen with Mumu the Bull is we've seen some really nice staying power. So obviously we had a fast run up. We came all the way up to 250 million. We've come back down, and we've practically held for the best part of 3 to 4 months. We have held 100 million as support. And what that does is it enables a lot of buyers of this token that bought down here. They will be happy with those gains. They will get out, but then there'll be new buyers that come into the market, and they'll start bidding this 100 million area. And when they bid this 100 million area, then they're not looking for a 2x just to 200 million. I mean, some might be, but a lot of these people buying this token at the 100 million level, they will be looking for a 10x or a 20x or a 30x. So what I'd be looking to see from here is at an absolute minimum for Mumu the Bull to run to 1 billion. From there, it could go to 1.5, it could go to 2, it could become a multi-billion coin. I think that Mumu the Bull has the potential to run into the multiple billions. So that is the first coin on my list, Mumu. The second coin on my list is Sigma. So Sigma is currently trading at a market cap of 105 million. If we have a look at the history of this token, we can see it was launched in August. So it's only it's only about 3 months old. So it's a fairly new token, okay? Sigma was really launched with this idea of this Sigma male, this male that's calm, confident, and very self-assured. And it's one of these memes that if you hold this meme, in a way you want to relate with that token. I mean, if you're a Sigma male, you hold the Sigma token. It's a bit like Giga. If you feel that you're a Giga Chad, you want to hold Giga. If you feel like you're an Alpha, there's a token called Alpha. I really like Sigma. I think a lot of the people that invest in crypto, I think the majority of them are likely to be Sigma males. They're very assured, they're quietly confident, and they ultimately have the mindset that they are going to be successful with anything they do. And this all ties into the Sigma mentality. So look, at 105 million, I think this is still an excellent market cap to get involved in this token. Obviously, you can say that, the market cap has come up 10x from where it was back in September. So that's 10x in a couple of months. It's a pretty big move. But what we've seen is this healthy trend where the price has come up, it's retraced. I mean, we went up to 79 million. We then came back to 35. So we saw a 50%, just over a 50% retrace, and then the price has exploded again. And what I'm looking for here is potentially, 100 and what is it, 29 million. Potentially, we could come down back to around sort of 65 million. I don't actually think we probably get that low, but again, the chart is looking healthy. And like I say, every time we have these dips in the market, it invites new holders to then come in and buy that token. The new holders of the token, they're going to be looking for 5x's, 10x's, 20x's. They're not going to be looking for a return of 20% or 50%. If you want that, you go to Bitcoin or you go to one of the larger cap memes. So I think Sigma is at an excellent point here. I mean, if you can pick this up for less than 100 million, that would be, for me, an amazing entry. And I can see Sigma going to at least $1 billion, maybe 2, maybe 3. I think this is a multi-billion-dollar meme coin. And of course, there is a good chance that Sigma starts to get listings. We've seen Giga start to get exchange listings. I'm sure with Sigma, it will move the same way. It will follow the same path. And it is likely to be a very popular token to hold for retail during the rest of this bull run. So Sigma, definitely one of my top meme coin picks. And the next one is Billy. So Billy is currently at a market cap of 89 million. Now, I really, really love Billy as a meme. I think the dog is extremely cute. And every time I see Billy and then I see Whiff, I just think Whiff is not as cute as Billy. I personally prefer Billy. I know Billy came after Whiff. People will turn around and say, well, Billy is Whiff meta. It's not the original. I don't really care what those people say because ultimately it comes down to what I like. And I like Billy. I think the memes are hilarious. They always stay relevant. The team is posting memes daily on X with different headwear, with different props on the face. It's just great. It's absolutely great. And it's extremely memeable. I can see retail absolutely falling in love with this dog. And look, it's still not even 100 million market cap. I mean, Billy pumped really hard when it came out. It ran all the way up to 200 million market cap. It then came all the way down to 20. So it went through a 90% loss. And the team never took a day off. They have been posting meme after meme after meme. This, for me, is very healthy when you see a token run hard, come back down, and then hold and go sideways through a long consolidation period. That is people that got in too high giving up, and that is new holders coming into the market and accumulating, and obviously current holders as well that will not give up on the token. And that is how you form a cult, not just a community, but I do believe Billy is becoming a cult now with the amount of holders, with the amount of holders that have come in and bought this token here. So Billy is now starting to take off. I mean, it's just starting to take off. It's still not even halfway back towards its all-time highs. And when Billy goes back to its all-time highs and it breaks those all-time highs, it's going to be in complete price discovery. And I can see Billy going easily to 1 billion market cap. Of course, there's the saying, Billy to a Billy, Billy to 1 billion. I personally think Billy can go to many billies. I think this token can go to the multiple billions as a blue chip dog meme. Yes, I do believe Billy can be a blue chip dog meme. It can be up there with Whiff and the like. So Billy is one I'm really bullish on, and it is one of my main holds on Solana. Okay, so the next token is Mini. Mini has one of the strongest communities I have seen of any meme coin. Every single time I have posted something on X about meme coins, and I've included tickers in the post, the first and certainly the most responses and replies I get is from mini holders posting memes of this tiny cat with its tiny body, obviously, hence the name Mini, and it's just fantastic. People absolutely love the meme. I understand this is quite a big meme on TikTok as well. I am personally not on TikTok. I probably should be because it might be good for my research, but I trust that this community will not give up on this token. And of course, we saw a run-up post-launch. This was launched in the summer of this year, 26 million, and then we held, again, a price level that the community would not let the token go below. It would not go below 6 to 7 million. And after enough accumulation had taken place, this coin just absolutely ran. And I mean, this was an absolute moonshot over a 5x. I think this is like a 6x moonshot at the end of the summer. And now Mini is starting to consolidate. And look, I mean, if you look at this chart, okay, run up, consolidation, blast off, run up, consolidation. I think Mini probably has a couple more weeks, sub 60 million. And once we get up there, 60 million, 80 million, I think we'll push to over 100 million on Mini. And I personally think Mini will be a major cat meme. I think it can be a blue chip cat meme for this cycle, and I can see it going to the billions of dollars. So Mini is definitely a high conviction hold for me this cycle, mainly due to the fact that it's so memeable and the community is so strong. Like I say, I think it's one of the strongest meme coin communities out there. And I would not be surprised to see Mini in the multiple of billions. So next pick is Brainlet. So Brainlet is one of these memes that I just find absolutely hilarious. It was launched in the summer, so in July, and it pumped up, of course, started to consolidate. But to be honest with you, this pretty much went into a range. There was no massive sort of dump in this token. I mean, we went up literally to 26 million. We fell back, okay, about a 60, 70% retracement. and we were just chopping in this range. And I started to get in towards the end of the summer. I think it might have been up here because I thought, look, this is starting to show real strength. And I thought a market cap of 26, 27 million was decent value. And it looked like we were consolidating at highs and a start to break out. We came back down again, but then we've really started to run now. And it's just got great meme ability. Obviously, Brainlet is the sort of face. The guy doesn't have the brain where his brain in his head. It's just hilarious. It's like the whole sort of super low IQ person, and there's there's not too much more I can say about it other than I think the meme is hilarious. Some of the posts they put up on their X are absolutely fantastic, and I really think Brainlet can do well. For me, it just epitomizes this bull run. This image of sort of the Brainlet, the person with low IQ that doesn't really think, doesn't really know what they're doing, is just aping into all sorts of memes. This is literally the way to play this market right now. And there's even been times that I've got into meme coins that I've said to friends of mine, I don't even understand it, but you know what? Other people seem to get it, so I'm just going to go with it. And next thing you know, you end up getting into a coin that does a few multiples that you don't even entirely understand, but you've just got to sort of low curve it. So there you go. This for me is an ultimate low curve play. And look, I think Brainlet, can it go to the several hundreds of millions? Yes. Could it get into the billions? Potentially it could. If they get some big listings, I think Brainlet could do really, really well. And I think it's something that's very relatable. So that's another one that I really like. So the next meme coin on the list is Aura. So Aura is currently at 36 million market cap. And if we take a look at the history of this token, then we will see Aura went through a big run up when it was launched, hitting 60 million before completely collapsing down to 4 million. So this went through an over 90% pullback, nearly a 95% pullback, which is huge. But the token didn't die. This has been kept alive by the community. And again, this is something I like to see. You'll notice a theme with a lot of these tokens. I'm not looking for tokens when they are here or here or here. I'm looking for tokens that have gone past all of this initial hype, that have then died and have then been resurrected and started to recover. And what we can see with Aura is that the price action is starting to pick back up. It's starting to make its way to October's high. And when it breaks this high, I would have thought we will run up to all-time highs very quickly. And I personally cannot see how Aura does not run to 100 million and probably to the multiple hundreds of millions. This is a coin that has been talked about by some big people on X. I can't remember whether Ansem has spoken about it, but certainly influencers at that sort of level have been talking about Aura. I see it talked about all the time. It seems to make everybody's top list when it comes to Solana picks. I'm sure it's on some of Murad's lists. And I expect that Aura will continue to get attention over the rest of this cycle. And right now, it's only at 36 million. There's other coins that are making these big lists that are much, much higher in market cap. And I think Aura will catch up. And plus, it's a great meme. Grow your aura, build your aura, raise your aura. I hear this all the time. And it's something that a lot of young people hear as well, and they'll be able to relate to. So for me, Aura is a great hold for this bull market. So the next one on the list is Alpha. So Alpha is a token that is along the same meta as Giga and Sigma. And what I really like about Alpha is I hear Alpha all the time. Every single day, I hear Alpha. I talk about sharing Alpha with you on these videos. I listen to other creators and they talk about listening to them to get Alpha. But also, Alpha means to be an alpha male, to be strong, to not back down. So, and it's a whole attitude, it's a whole mentality. You know, it's to be an alpha, not to be a simp. So I do like alpha. I hear it the most out of Alpha Giga Sigma, and also it happens to be at a really low market cap. So if we look at the market cap of Alpha, we can see we're currently at 7.2 million. Now it's been as high recently as I think that's around about 12 million. Yeah. So it's on a nice pullback from its all-time highs. It's retraced the golden 50%, which I like to see on retraces because this invites new buyers to get in. If they see a token that they like, a lot of good traders, a lot of the smarter money will not just ape in. They'll put it on a watch list and they'll say, look, when this token falls 50%, I'm going to get some. And inevitably, when most of these tokens do, that is when you get smart money entering into the market because they know back to all-time highs, it's at least a 2x. And then from there, when it breaks to new all-time highs, they know that they might get a 2 or a 3x from the previous all-time high. So therefore, they're going to get a decent multiple out of the project. So that's why the 50% retracement always seems to be a good level, especially on some of these lower cap memes, especially on tokens that are quite hard to chart, such as this one is, because it's so new. I mean, the token's only been around since really the end of September, start of October. So look, the fact that it is a lower market cap, for me, is more a result because it's just not been around as long and not as many people know about it. But the alpha team are very, very strong. They seem to be alphas. They are posting every single day on X. Really, really good content. And I do think it's absolutely a matter of time before alpha starts to take off. And I mean, you look at Sigma 100 million, you look at Giga, it's into the multiple hundreds of millions. I mean, both Giga, Sigma, they're on pullbacks. Alpha's on pullbacks as pullback right now as well. But by default, with it being a lower market cap, it can pump a lot harder. And I do think that Alpha from here has a fairly high, highly probable 10x in it, up to around 75 million. But I do think it can go to the hundreds of millions as well. So I think this can have more than a 10x. And could it go to several hundreds of millions? Could it go to a billion? I don't see why it couldn't. I mean, if this went to 750 million, that's over 100x. If it went to the billions, you're going to, start talking about more than that, 150x, 200x. Who knows how high this could go at the peak of the bull run? So Alpha is another token that I really like, and it is one of my highest conviction Solana meme holdings. All right, so next one on this list is I love you, or ILI. So obviously ILI is an acronym for I love you. This, similar to the last token we looked at, this is something, I love you, that people say every single day. Every single day, people say this to their loved ones. I love you. And it is so memeable. It is so common. It's so popular. And it's actually, can't really see it here, but it's actually got a little sort of cat as the photo, as the actual meme. A very, very cute cat. And I just can't help but think to myself that at some point, ILI is really, really going to run and it's going to catch up some of these other large cap meme coins. You can see here how we pumped up, went to 5 million, we came down all the way to 500K. So again, 90% pullback, community didn't die, smart money accumulated. It's then run up. It's made a new all-time high. And right now, it's right back at all-time highs. And it's consolidating at all-time highs. So for me, this one is about to go. And when this starts moving at all-time highs, sky's the limit. I think Illy could go easily to 70 million fairly quickly, which would be a 10x, and probably into the hundreds of millions over the rest of this cycle. I do think out of all the cat coins, it is one of the most undervalued out there. And I even have noticed other big channels starting to talk about it. I follow Crypto Banter fairly regularly, and I saw it was on one of their pieces of research, one of their spreadsheets the other day as a sort of beta play to some of the other cat coins. I think it might have been PopCat or something. But this is definitely a coin that if you're bullish on memes, you want to have exposure to, because the multiples from here, if it follows something like PopCat, could just be absolutely insane. So I really think it's a great meme. And again, it's one of my very high conviction meme coin bets on Solana. Right, so we're starting to get into the lower cap, the more degen end of things right now. Obviously, we're going down the ranks to sub 5 million. So we've got a few picks left. So the next pick on the list is Bird Dog. So this is Bird Dog on Solana. So Bird Dog is one of the members of Matt Fury's Boys Club. Now, many people don't really know about Bird Dog because they always think of Pepe, or they think of Brett, or they think of Andy. Sometimes they might think of Landwolf, because these are the four most popular members of the Boys Club. But there's a fifth member, and that is Bird Dog. So if we look at Bird Dog and we just look at the price history of this, we can see that we have had a really big run up when this launched. Unfortunately, market cap here is not available. We've got the FDV. We had a really big run up after launch. So we went all the way up to, that's 0.011. And we came all the way down to 0.002. So it's pretty much a 80% drop in the value. And what we've started to now see is Bird Dog go sideways and go through that sideways accumulation, which is what I've said I like to see from these tokens. And we haven't gone to new lows. So we're starting to see now the price pick up. And in my opinion, when it comes to the Boys Club, you've obviously got different memes on different chains. So you've got Pepe on Ethereum. So Ethereum is Pepe. You've then got the base chain, which has Brett. You've then got, in my opinion, Andy. And Andy is yellow. So you've got a chain called Blast. So on Blast, you've got Andy. Landwolf is red. So again, in my opinion, Landwolf belongs on AVAX. You've got on Avalanche, you've got, sorry, Landwolf on Avalanche. Okay? That leaves Bird Dog on Solana. So for me personally, I know Bird Dog is on the Ethereum chain as well. And I know we've now got Wolf appearing on Ethereum, and we've got Andy on Ethereum. And it seems like, they're all appearing on different chains. But for me, Solana's biggest, or Solana's main Boys Club character should be Bird Dog. And that's why I'm really bullish on Bird Dog on Solana. And look, I think now with Pepe breaking out to new all-time highs, I think it's time for the Boys Club memes to really start to kick into top gear and start to outperform. And I would be absolutely gobsmacked if we do not see Bird Dog clearing all-time highs fairly soon. So I think from here, we're probably looking at another 2 to 2.5x. So this all-time high must be just above the 10 million mark. And look, I think for me, Bird Dog, it can run up to the hundreds of millions fairly comfortably off that Boys Club narrative. as a Pepe Meta. So yeah, I like it a lot. I think there's great potential here for Bird Dog, and certainly over the next few months, I think Bird Dog can definitely go into the hundreds of millions. So for the next one, we have to move over to Dex Screener, as this is not on CoinGecko. This is how DGen was starting to go. But the next token I am looking at is Nyan Cat. So this is Nyan on Sol, and this is one of the biggest cat memes on the internet. It is the cat flying through the sky, and for me, this is severely, severely undervalued. Current market cap is 1.9 million, and I think for a meme of this size, of this magnitude, this should be one of the top cat meme coins this cycle. So I'm personally expecting Nyan Cat to go much, much higher. I think this has potential to do at least 100x to 200 million. I think potentially this could go to a multi-hundred million market cap. Now, what we need to just make sure is that obviously the team stay active, stay consistent, and keep on pushing the token, because the more people that hear about this, the more people are going to get involved. And I really think that Nyan Cat has a lot of potential, especially at this market cap. I mean, we've seen glimpses of Nyan Cat outperforming. To be honest with you, it looked pretty dead throughout the end of the summer, and then things just absolutely started to explode. The market cap going up to 8 million, and right now we've come all the way back, pretty much doing a 90% retrace, and we're starting to pick up again. So obviously this is very, very volatile. When we start looking at meme coins with market caps of just 1, 2, 3 million, these are volatile coins, okay? You're going to see wild swings where, someone with fairly moderate size has the ability to really push the token around, especially when there's only 200K of liquidity. But over 10% liquidity on a 2 million market cap token is fairly good, is fairly healthy. So that's not a specific concern with Nyan. I just think that obviously exercise a bit of caution. We're getting into higher risk tokens, but of course, at a lower market cap, the potential for upside is enormous. And if Nyan Cat really took off, if it started to get some listings, or if it started to get some big accounts talking about it, then this one could absolutely fly. No pun intended. Obviously, it's a flying cat, but this could absolutely fly to the moon and beyond. And we could see Nyan Cat, in my opinion, into the multi-hundreds of millions during this cycle. So the next one on my list is Speed. So Speed is a token, another cat token. No, actually, let me do that again. Speed is actually a token which is based on a hare. I'm guessing it's a hare, could be a rabbit, but it has this hare that is literally running, and obviously we all know that hares go very, very fast, right? I mean, tortoise and the hare, that taught us that they were pretty fast animals. So you have this hare running around, and this is literally, it can run anywhere. And I just think it is a great meme. It's very, very easy to see this getting shared around, and it's got a community. It's got a very active X account that is always producing memes for this coin. And look, if we just look at the previous sort of history of this coin, so there was obviously no data on CoinGecko prior to the end of August, but we saw this go from sort of the several hundred thousands up to 5 million and this was just last month. And look, we've come all the way off. We've gone right back down to 1 million. So we basically did an 80% correction, and now we're starting to see the price consolidate, and we're starting to see some life come back into the price. So again, I like the fact that this has had a pump. I like the fact that this is sold all the way off. Everybody that wanted to cheat, everybody that wanted to sell this coin has got out. And now we can start to build some constructive price action. And we will then, at some point, I would imagine, attack these highs from obviously a higher base. And of course, people that were buying down at 600, 700,000, they were probably happy with, what was almost a 10x to 5 million. The people buying at 1 million, they're probably going to be targeting higher prices, at least to all-time highs and beyond. So again, I think this has great potential. Like I say, it's a low cap, so it's a lot riskier than some of the tokens I talked about at the start of this video. But the potential for me is there for speed to go into the tens of millions. And look, anything's possible. Could this do 100x going up to above 100 million? It could do. You just never know how wild and how crazy these meme coins are going to get. And the reason why I think it's important to look at memes like this is that, of course, when we see the meme coin market on Solana really explode, and I don't think we've seen that real explosion, that peak hype explosion yet, because we're nowhere near that stage of the bull market yet. But when we see that explosion, things like speed with really low market caps, they are going to pump so hard because of the huge amounts of liquidity being moved into the meme coin space. So again, you're looking at something with a low market cap, but the multiples could be absolutely insane. And I wouldn't be surprised to see this up at around 100 million at the end of the bull run, or at least by the end of the bull run. Okay, so the next pick, obviously moving further down the risk curve here, or along the risk curve. So we're getting more and more risky. We're going deeper and deeper on these memes in terms of low market caps. The next one is Legs. So Legs is a token that I personally have only been invested in for about a month. I was accumulating, I think I started probably around about 500K, and I sort of then added to my position and accumulated through this consolidation here. And again, what we've seen is we've seen a token pretty much come from obscurity. And this really started to run after we had the sort of Murad meta tokens run. And in particular, we had Mini started to do well. Now, I know, or I follow some pretty big Mini holder accounts, and a few of the holders from Mini started to talk about Legs. Now, Legs obviously is a cat. It's very memeable. It's actually very funny. It's basically a meme with legs. So you see cats with legs, you've got a rock with legs, you've got all of these different memes that you can do around this, but the main one is this cat with these legs, and it's just very funny. They've got a meme Telegram channel where they're posting new memes daily. The team's working really hard, and for me, it's just one of those tokens that could do extremely well. It just seems to be almost the flavor of this cycle. These cat memes that are just a little bit edgy and a little bit out there, and I can just see it really taking off. And at a 369K market cap, I think the upside potential is huge. So we've broken new all-time highs last month. We've consolidated. We're actually on a bit of a pullback right now, but the pullback that came back into the range from last month was bid very strongly. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see this start to recover up to new all-time highs. And look, I mean, I could see Legs going to, I'd say, sort of 3 to 5 million pretty quickly. So that would be a 10x. Could I see it going into the tens of millions? Absolutely, I could. I think we could get there pretty quickly. Certainly, if things like Mini start to run, because at a point, if Mini goes into the hundreds of millions, it's hard to see other tokens which have a similar level of memeability not running a similar direction. And certainly, people will then say, right, I've missed this, but what's the next one? How can I get into the lagger? What's also in this meta of these crazy memeable cat tokens? And I think Legs is right up there. Legs is so well positioned, and with a team that is working relentlessly to push this all over X on a day-by-day basis, then it is hard to see Legs not performing really well at some point during this cycle. And personally, I'm just waiting for the day when I wake up and I see this at 3 million, 5 million, 10, 20, 30 million. So I think Legs is definitely one that has 100 to 1000x potential. It's a big holding of mine, high conviction holding on my Solana wallets. And yes, I like it. Okay, so we've got 3 picks left to go. Now, the next pick, this is a fairly controversial one because this is Happy Cat. Now, I was personally trying to decide whether I should actually cover Happy Cat in this video or not, because I've been pretty disappointed with the Happy Cat team. And there's some stuff that's happened over the last few days that has really, really upset me regarding this token. So I'm just going to get it all out there for you. Happy Cat, I noticed it earlier on this year, back in April time, and this coin was doing really well. We don't actually have the market cap here, but I think this was between 15 and 20 million. I could be wrong, but this was a token that was absolutely flying. And when we went into the summer, and obviously Solana then had its pullback from 216, $220 all the way down to the low hundreds, everything started to crash, and we saw Happy Cat get really, really hit. And I remember seeing this token much, much lower down after what must have been over a 90% decline, thinking that actually this is really good value. This could come back to life. We've had a massive run up. Obviously, people love the meme, or else the price wouldn't have gone to these levels. And I don't know whether this was insiders dumping. I don't know whether this was dev, but the project pretty much died, and it started to get resurrected last month. Now, Happy, I thought, had a really good chance here of starting to make its way back up towards its all-time highs at the start of the year. What happened about a week ago is that a new Happy coin was launched. So we've now got Happy spelt with an I, which is this token, and we've also got Happy spelt with a Y, which is a different token. But Happy being spelt with a Y is being pushed by some of the biggest meme coin influencers on X, and it is everywhere. Even today, I saw Mitch share his wallet, and I think holding number 3 or 4 was Happy spelt with a Y. So obviously, this new Happy coin has been launched. A lot of influencers have either received tokens. I don't know why the influencers would have gone out and bought so much of this token, but it seems to be that the cabal has decided to literally copy this token, rip off this token, and launch it, which has then absolutely killed the price of this token. And to be completely honest with you, yes, I'm a little bit upset about it. What we saw on the Happy Twitter or Happy X account was that they had shared a post with the contract and the name and the symbol of the new Happy coin. And of course, people are fuming because why have they shared that? And now it just looks like, was this potentially a exit scam, or did the original sort of happy team involved with this project want to relaunch with the slightly different name, the new Happy Coin, and have they just completely rugged this token? Because at the moment, that's what it seems like. And then you think to yourself, well, can you really trust that new Happy token? Or is it just going to do something like this again? And of course, the new Happy token is claiming that it has the rights to the IP, but it's a meme. Who gives you the rights to a cat jumping up and down at a window? Who gives you those rights? Have you literally got the cat to sign and say you have the rights to my video? It's just absolutely bonkers. So I personally think that they are talking a load of nonsense. And obviously, as somebody that was holding a lot of this token before the price collapsed over here, I mean, I know it doesn't look like a lot on this chart, but if we just sort of look here, you can see that over the last month, let's do 3 months, you can see that the price has been absolutely destroyed. So, and I mean, I've held through the whole of this. So obviously, I'm very frustrated. I think the rest of Happy Cat community are very frustrated. I think the reason I wanted to cover this is not necessarily as a top pick, but just to say if this token is able to be taken over and there's some sort of CTO, then potentially, if the activity is there and the community is still believing in this as a meme, then potentially this could have a rejuvenation and we could see this coin get resurrected and we could go back into potentially the tens of millions, back to where Happy Cat was at the start of this year. But obviously, just bear in mind, it's very risky. Right now, it seems like the team have abandoned the project. They've not posted anything, I think, since the 8th or 9th of November. So for a good sort of 4 or 5 days at the time of making this video, they've posted nothing else on their X. There is a community X that has now been set up for this token. But yes, it's very high risk. I'm not putting this in this video to say go out and ape into this token here. I'm just saying potentially if you have an extremely high risk appetite, and you want to take a bit of a punt on a token that clearly has a community. I mean, it's up nearly 44% today. Clearly, the community is not dead. They still believe in this token. Then potentially this one could run back in to the millions. Who knows? Maybe the tens of millions if the community can really recover this and get some momentum going. So like I say, this one comes with a very, very big warning. It's not something I advocate to buy. I don't now hold any of this token. I did completely get out when I found out what was going on, but there does seem to still be some life in this token. And for some of you, it might be worth taking a look at. So we've got 2 tokens left to go. And the next one on my token list is Bobby. So again, we're going right along the risk curve here. Bobby is only at 114K market cap. And if we just look at the history of Bobby, then we can see this actually launched at a fairly respectable valuation. So let's see what's going on here. So it looks like we don't have the full market cap history on Bobby, which is a bit of a shame. So we will use the price instead. And as you can see, we had a pretty sort of sizable value when the token was launched. I remember this really got launched around the same time that I think Billy did. So I always saw Bobby has been a little bit of a Billy meta. I mean, Bobby's a very cute dog. Sorry, Billy's a very cute dog. Bobby's a very cute cat. And for me, it was along the same lines as Billy. However, the price just really fell off fairly early on in the project's life. And since then, it's just been going sideways. And like some of the other tokens we've looked at, the project has not died. I mean, arguably, you could say that at a 115K market cap, give or take a few grand, that actually the project is dead. However, I would argue that actually this project is being kept alive. It is not or has not yet gone under 100K. So yeah, different interpretations of whether it's dead or alive. But I do think if the team were to really start to push this token and start to post the meme more and more often. I mean, the meme of this cat is quite similar to Billy. They like to put some props on the face. They like to put some hats on the cat. And you can kind of see what they're trying to do with it. It's that kind of that similar to Whiff, similar to Billy. I think, look, if they could really get going and start pushing this meme out there on X a lot more forcefully and a lot harder, then potentially we could see Bobby come back to life and make its way back to all-time highs. And I just think that given the market cap and how low it is, as one of those memes, just to maybe chuck a very minor percentage of your portfolio in and keeping a very sort of tiny position in, you never know. This thing, I mean, could completely run. I mean, if this went to 1 million, that's a 10x right away. If this went to 10 million, 15, 20 million, like other fairly low cap, low attention cat coins, then you're looking at a 100x. 10 million is 100x. And Bobby could do that with the right sort of marketing, with the right sort of community, with the right team really pushing this token. And for me, it's a candidate for a CTO as well. You know, the meme's good, the name's good, the photo's good. So the only thing that's bad is the price action. It's absolutely shocking. It's terrible. Pretty much everybody that's bought this token has lost money. But like I say, this is one of those that I've identified as being ripe for a takeover and some sort of recovery play. So again, very high risk. I'm not recommending that you buy any of the tokens I mentioned today. This is purely for entertainment purposes. But like I say, if Bobby can get a bit of momentum, I can see this turning around and doing some really huge multiples if it does. And like I say, it's also up 32% today. So again, these things can fly very quickly. I noticed that with Bobby, there has been a bit of activity on the X over the last few days. There was a break for literally 1 month, and they've started to post memes again. So, you know, maybe somebody in the team is now thinking that it's about time. The bull market's here. We need to start pushing this thing. And like I say, if they do, if this runs to, you know, several million or even the tens of millions, there's some massive returns to be had. Okay, and moving on to the final token on this list. So this is the lowest cap token of the list today, and that's why it's the last one that I'm going to be talking about. And it is called Spirit. So Spirit, for me, is another token along the lines of the Alpha, along the lines of the Aura. This is one of those things that we all have a spirit, and it's about that human spirit. And I just feel that at this market cap, for me anyway, it's worth a punt. Maybe this token does something, maybe it does nothing, but they are an active community on X. So they have an active team. They are pushing the meme out. And again, this kind of goes back to what I've said. When you have large amounts of liquidity moving into Solana meme coins because the price of Solana has ripped, the other major larger cap meme coins have either pumped or are starting to pump. And we see this rotation, we see this trickle down from Solana into large cap Solana memes, which we've started to see over the last few days with Whiff going to all-time highs, with Bonk picking up, sort of doing 20, 30% moves in a day. When we start to see this capital move into mid caps and then move into small caps, I really think a token like Spirit could be a major benefactor of that capital rotation, because people are going to see, Alpha likely above 10 million. You've got Sigma above 100 million. You've got Giga in the hundreds of millions. You're probably going to have Aura maybe in over 100 million, and then you've got Spirit. And are you telling me that Spirit's just going to sit, at 30, 40, 50K? I don't think so. I think this will then probably take a run. And I mean, if we look at all-time high market cap, it's around about 160. Okay. So, I mean, we're looking at about a 4x from here, to get essentially back to sort of where we were on the market cap of 160. So, or sorry, even a 5x. So could Spirit go higher than this and break to new all-time highs? I think it probably could. Could I see this going to multiple millions? I think it probably could do. And like I say, if it was to go to 300K, that's a 10x. If it goes to 3 million, that's 100x. And I don't even want to speculate at what it could go to from there. So again, high risk, high reward. It's not a high conviction one for me, but this is more of a maybe throw a little bit of like a few dollars into it, $50, $100 into it, and let's see where it goes. Let's see if it does anything. I mean, personally, it looks bottomed out here, right? I mean, ignoring the market cap just for a second, if this was any other chart, we've basically seen it come from nothing. It was practically dead. We've seen it pump. We've seen it come back down. And then we've seen it start to perform a higher base. And it's performing that W pattern as well. So it's basically made a low. It's come up, comes back down, puts in either an even or a higher low. And then we would expect it to run. So look, I think very, very high risk. But for me personally, it's one of those, lottery picks that I quite like for this bull run. So I am going to leave it there. That brings to an end my top low cap, mid to low cap Solana picks for this bull run. I hope you've enjoyed that video. I will be coming up with more frequent meme coin videos to keep on talking about the progress of some of the calls I've already made. Obviously, some of the larger cap picks that I've given out in my first meme coin video from a couple of weeks ago, they have really started to perform well. We've seen things like Pepe absolutely explode. Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, Inu, Wojak, all starting to pick up nicely, with Bonk, PopCat, all making their way to their all-time highs. It's fantastic to see the meme coin sector really start to come alive. Like I say, I've identified that as the sector to be positioned in this bull run to really make the best gains from this crypto cycle over the next year. So hopefully some of you have managed to take advantage of those picks. Obviously, I've come out with a video with my 3 top Ethereum picks. So if you missed that one, please go and check that out. That came out last week. This is my top mid to low cap Solana picks, and I will be coming out with more meme content over the coming weeks. I'll be making weekly meme coin videos. I'll also be making some videos on Bitcoin mining stocks and other crypto related stocks like MicroStrategy and investments like that as well, which, really good if you're either investing in a self-invested pension such as we have in the UK, or some sort of other self-invested stock portfolio. Obviously, that's a way to give yourself crypto exposure, long exposure, without actually being able to directly hold Bitcoin in those types of portfolios. So obviously, daily content in terms of Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum analysis, starting to cover Pepe, and I'll start to put more altcoins into that daily analysis as well. I'm also going to share other altcoins outside of meme coins. So I'm personally currently leveraged long a small portfolio of altcoins that I think will do really well this cycle. So I've got a video on that coming up too. So there's plenty of content on the way. Please, if that does sound like something you're interested in, please do subscribe so you don't miss out on that content. Smash a like if you've enjoyed today's video, and I will be back very soon with more updates shortly. Have a great evening, everybody, or a great day wherever you are, and goodbye for now.